Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your friend Day9. I want to try to get to Mythic one time. We're gonna hit Temur Adventures. We're gonna be running the Temur Adventures until we hit the Mythic because it's a straightforward, solid, reasonable solo. We're playing Yu-Gi-Oh style deck. I just want to hit the freaking Myth. I just want to hit it. Oh, y'all saw me in Sakrael's chat, man. I love Sakrael. I wake up, put on some Jeff Hoagland, put on some Sakrael. If I want to get some deck ideas, I watch Jeff stream. If I want to be aware of how little I understand about shooters, I watch Sakrael. I love watching people that are just good at shit. God, watching anyone who is skillful and deft and just hearing them talk about their thoughts on the thing. I love that. I can never get enough of that. And that's one of the things I love about Sakrael's stream. He's just an extremely talented shooter player. Fuck it, man. This is perfect. This is all we need. You know what? Let's just go ahead and yeet out the tweet. I have caps lock on. We're hitting Mythic in MTG today for the month of February. If we do manage to hit it quickly, it's an immediate switch to stupid to Timmy deck mode. That's maybe a better way to put it. Only slightly clever says, since I don't have the card library to make the Temur Adventures deck, I've made a Naya Giants deck instead. It's been pretty fun so far. Yeah, I wonder if you can pull off some Naya Giants. Uh-oh, it's the card that we identified as bad, sad, bad, sad, bad, sad. Are you guys ready for the big announcement? The big one? The big one. We're going to drop it. Guess what's happening on Friday the 13th? Friday, March 13th. Guess what is happening on Friday the 13th at 1 p.m. Pacific? Right at the start of the show. Right at the start of the show on Friday, we are doing the Gauntlet. It's the Gauntlet, baby. What's the Gauntlet? It's the best idea ever heard. The best idea from these neck of the woods. We have a lot of green mana, so we'll get out an additional red. And you know what? For good measure, let's get out some blue. Do you even understand what the Gauntlet is? Do you even understand what it is? Entries to the Gauntlet are created. Anyone who wants to join, permitted to join. Anyone who wants to join, permitted to join.
This isn't a fight.
When the competitors begin the Gauntlet. And how will we do this today here, Wise? So if I run one of these. So we're going to pull from the deck a Lando. Let me explain the Gauntlet once we get into sideboarding. You'll love to see it. No, screw it, we're going to do it right now. Competitors enter into the Gauntlet. I have a screen displayed that looks like an old school text adventure. And then submissions to the Gauntlet close. And it's time for things to begin. Events are pulled from a database. And what are each event? What is each event even about even? Each event in the Gauntlet has competitors dying in various ways. A horde of bats descends upon the competitors of the Gauntlet, pecking their wee little eyes out. Now, if you are one of those people who is in the Gauntlet, got your eyes pecked out, and you die, you're banned from this chat for 10 minutes. I will never tire of telling this story. You are out of here. I'm just going to send back this pricey guy. Gauntlet continues. It's much like, once again, one of those old text adventure games. As it continues, if you die, get banned, but this time for 20 minutes. 20 minutes and you're out of there. I don't think I really care about Dovin's Vita. You know, can we do the bluff? You think we can do the bluff? Damn it. I always try to bluff people. Again, I don't know that deck as well. Alright, here comes down the big boy. The thing is that getting killed in the gauntlet isn't the only thing that can happen. You guys can murder each other. You can fall in love. You can become absolutely horrified and flee to the start in an act of total cowardice. And the Gauntlet remembers. The Gauntlet knows everything that's happening. The Gauntlet will remember that you're a coward, and it will label you as such for the entire world to see. I'm gonna get owned here. I don't even care. So after we have, you know, say 1,000 of you people enter, and we get down to the very, very end. Ooh, you hate to see it, huh? Maybe I shouldn't have given my opponent that Dovin's Vita. Two chumps, ba-bump, ba-bumps. If you manage to survive the gauntlet, then you will receive the coveted label of the Lucky Bear. Actually, hey, Witty Adrian, who is our spectacular engineer that helped make this all possible. Adrian, when do I decide the death amount per event? Is it after I close registration? Because I'm realizing, you know, if I want to kill, say, 3 people per event, because I'm expecting 100 people, but then 1,000 people enter. Perfect. Please cast this. I wanted to do something that I believed would use up all the mana. And change it right up to the point where you close submissions. Okay, so I can sort of like see what's going on. Well, that doesn't help us one bit. Well, I guess this does a little bit. Do this one for now. Probably better. Hi, sweetheart. Yep, hi. Hi. Yeah, hi. Hi, baby. Are you a happy cat? 'Cause I love you. Yeah, we're gonna kill every single one of you. We're gonna fucking kill you. We're gonna kill all of you. Isn't that nice? Yeah, Adrian, it might, if the gauntlet settings can be adjusted right up until the moment of closure. I think that seems pretty reasonable.
Here we go. All your fears are given form.
Yeah, because, like, I just want to make sure I can kill enough of you. Yeah, I think that's great to hear, Witty Adrian. Oh, I love you so much, Witty Adrian. You're such a good programmer. Yeah. I love you. You're doing a good job being a cat. Well, I'm too fucking good at this game, man. Let me tell you that much. Yeah. Yeah. This card is a problem for us. For sure. Let's just clear out some of the 1/1s. So our opponent can kill Fae of Wishes, but that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, what a happy cat. How long does the winner get banned? Winner's the only one that doesn't get banned, Drunk Terran. Or if you're a coward and you flee from the gauntlet. Bye, sweetheart. If you're a coward and you flee from the gauntlet, then you don't get banned, but everyone knows. Everyone knows who and what you are. Those would have been really good to have, huh? The winner gets banned for a month. The last round of bans will be pretty substantial. Does Lucky get a flare or what? I contacted a product manager at Twitch and asked if there was a way to give custom emote packs, because I think that would be really nice. I think that would be a really nice feature. So that way the Lucky Bears can get the Lucky Bear emote pack, or if you're a fucking coward, you have access to the Coward emote pack, you know? Stakes are going to be high. Because that would be amazing, right? There's people that have been banned for like 2 weeks and shit, and you just have like an emote, and you're like, a Lucky Bear. And what I also want to do is I want to have tiers for those who have gotten banned, you know? I want it to be such that if you are, like, absolutely killing it, right? If I just draw another Fae of Wishes, I mean, this game's done. It's funzo dunzo. Seems good. Lucky Clover would be another out. Technically, but 2 are in exile and 1's in my graveyard here, so a few more Fae of Wishes kicking around. Starting we have 3 outs out of 20. God, I cannot wait. How do you still have land in this deck? Midgeworth, there's 12 basics in it, which is 12 more than anyone that submits to What the Deck. Good, 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 good. Opponent's getting a wee bit close to milling us out, but that's alright. We just, you know, getting us closer to what we need. Manfred, a dog or a bear? Manfred is a bunny. Manfred is a bunny. This is Manfred the bun. It's my little bun. Manfred sits next to me while I stream and just kind of watches from the sidelines. Tech in Embercleave. We don't even need to tech it in, Silvos. We got a Shadow Spear in the sideboard. We got a Fling in the sideboard. Again, I'm telling you, if I just get a Fae of Wishes and this Dovin's Veto dips out, we are in Wintertown. Can't believe this is still game 1. That's right, Looper Call. I'm here for entertainment. Pessimism says, Sean, what do you think about MTG coming to mobile? Do you think it'll be able to handle wide board states like these? I think it is the problem. Like, before MTG Arena came out, the problem was a technology one. How do you actually get the tech to the point? How do you actually get the technology to the point? Our opponent fucked up.
If I were you, I'd just surrender right now.
That's, you know, kind of a win for us. Especially if we draw another Fae of Wishes. Oh. Yeah, I think that the problem with Magic used to just be the technology. How do you get all the interactions to actually play correctly? Our opponent makey and mistakey. So obviously we're going to get the Fling here. Let's just close it out simply. Get the fuck out of this game. Yeah, so I mean, I think that now the issue is how do you do the UI stuff? Oh god, this camera is completely borked. I adjusted it so that way we could look at Sheriff's face last night. Gotcha. I'm not changing anything then. Yeah, because I mean, like, I really think that there are some really incredible innovations that have been made in UI for various games. Really, really fascinating. Like, one of the ones that I think is really incredible is you make a contextual thumbstick, as in you touch the screen, and that where you touch becomes the center point of what would be a thumbstick on a controller, and then you slide your hand up, down, left, right to move around. So if you let go and then touch again in a different location of the screen, and then up, down, left, right, wherever you touch again becomes a new center point. Like, that is the kind of innovation that someone figured out, and it was like, boom, I can now have a game that has, like, touch controls. There it is. And I think that, I am just, broadly speaking, always interested in the innovation that gets you to the place you need to be, as opposed to the corner cutting that prevented you from hitting the problem you would hit. Like Hearthstone, which is a game that I think it is just brilliant. I think it's one of the most amazingly designed games ever. It's just fucking incredible. In that game, are you really gonna Dovin's veto this? My dude, really? Okay. In Hearthstone, you say there's no interactions on your opponent's turn, and there are no, what you gonna do, Madari? You got me. Perfect, now I will target this. Bring it on! Like, limiting the back and forth interactions, limiting the amount of space on the board, limiting the amount of proccing, immediately gives you a substantially easier time making a usable UI. It's incredibly, incredibly clever. And half of Hearthstone is... half of the approach to solving the UI problem is simplifying the game in a way that would make it easier.
There is little else. My kin are delightfully friendly.
Slow this bird down, huh? Half of it is the simplification of the game. But the other half...
The shadows awaken.
The other half is just like doing such incredible problem solving with how to make the UI work brilliantly on the cell phone. I mean, it's just incredible. Shoot the man. Don't give a damn. Our opponent goes to 6. We play the Brazen Borrower at the end of the turn, and we have a lot of opportunities to win right away. Yeehaw. And, you know, if you have something like Magic, the challenge, first, obviously, is the technology, but I'm really, 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 really hoping that someone just figures out some pretty sweet, dope UI stuff to make Magic work on mobile, because that would be fucking sick. So if I did this, one of these is going to go unblocked, which means that both of these have to be chumped. Am I thinking about this correctly? Am I thinking about this correctly? Less Than 3 says, hello, everybody. I want to thank you guys for helping me out with MTG. Started 2 days ago with very minimal knowledge. And all your guys, I made it to Gold 4 today. Okay, actually, that's... If you're hitting Gold 4 in 2 days, then you know what? We're actually upset with you because it can take longer than that for your average bear. 2 days in Gold 4? What did you net deck, Less Than 3? You motherfucker. I remember there was this German Brood War player named Cole, who someone said, hey, I've been playing Brood War for a year, and I'm only D+ on Icy Cup. And to clarify the ranking system, you start out as D, and then every 1,000 MMR, effectively, you would get to D+, then another 1,000 C-, and another 1,000 C, and another 1,000 C+, another 1,000 B-, and so on and so forth. Until you'd hit A+, and the one above A+ was Olympian. And so, the sort of general community sentiment is if you hit D+, you've done the hard part. The hardest thing in Brood War is getting to D+. Almost everyone would just get stuck at D. Because the game is that hard. So this guy posts in the thread, hey, I've been playing for a year, and I'm really struggling to get out of D+ range. And you get a post going, yeah, that's totally normal. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, etc. And then this kid named Cole, that no one really knew, posts, yeah, if you are still stuck, that's really bad, because I hit B after playing for 6 months. And hitting B is, like, fucking hard, man. And everyone was like, who's this lying asshole? Screw this guy, so on and so forth. and then he, like, won WCG Germany to go to the global finals and performed very well. And everyone's like, okay, no, seriously, who the fuck is this kid? Doomhammer88 says, hey, Dana, I'm sorry for barging in with this question straight away, but would you consider giving me advice on a kind of anxiety problem I've discovered within myself? Although it is ridiculous compared to the magnitude you have had to go through. I will immediately state, I don't think you ever need to worry about comparing and contrasting. If we're both at a hospital, and someone's cut off my hand, and someone's cut off your arm, it's not useful for me to go, you know what, you've lost the whole arm, so you're suffering worse. The fact of the matter is, we're both people with pain who need some medical treatment. So if you're having a hard time, my friend, let me know what's up. Let's get you some non-medical treatment from someone who is not a professional. AKA your pal D9. And frankly, I have a lot of struggle with that, with, you know, the death of our dear friend Jeff. We're part of, I still struggle with that, where I'm like, am I allowed to feel upset about it still? Is that okay? Is that like an allowable thingy-dingy-do? Would have loved that last round, but that's fine. Because part of the thing that feels... that I continue to struggle with Jeff is that, I think many of you know that we were neighbors for about, well, I mean, last 3 years. I think it's time to say goodbye to the Edgewall Innkeeper. Like, we lived on the same floor, the same apartment, and then later when Jeff moved, it was still like 90-second walk away. Let's see if there's anything else coming up. And so, like, frequently I would just see Jeff at the grocery store. Something happened here? Something died? Oh, yeah, no, that was my Edgewall Innkeeper. I was CJ at the grocery store. We got our hair cut by the same person. We'd sometimes meet up and go see a movie. And it's weird to just kind of like be in this space. I'm gonna go ahead and take that damage. I think that's fine. It's weird to like go to the grocery store and to like get stressed when I look at milk. Because Jeff would buy milk. You know, it's shit like that. It you know. And I'm slowly meandering to the point where I'm like, you know what? It's actually okay. Swing it on in. Getting to the point increasingly where I'm like, you know what? It's actually okay for me to feel stressed and upset about this sort of shit. That's actually okay. All right, you want to see a sick play? You want to see some sick shit right now? You ready for this? If I double block this, it can only assign 1 combat damage, which it does via first strike, and that 1 damage gets increased to 3. But that doesn't mean that it kills both of them. Pretty fucking tight, huh? The moves. The absolute moves. But, you know, I've talked to a few people about that sort of experience, you know, which is like, part of me feels like I should be good and over it, you know. It's like, no, you know, and I should be able to be like, I should be able to look at gallons of milk and not feel stressed, you know. But keep trying to remind myself it's okay. It's okay to have those feelings. It's okay to feel that shit. It's okay to talk about. With that said, Doomhammer88, whatever you're going through, man, you never have to say to me that it is better or more or less than what I'm dealing with. We're always happy to support each other, you know what I mean? Temur Idiot says, well, I always wanted to be part of the day nights, and finally I can. I love it, but every time I want to take part in interesting topics or discussions and chats on streams and stuff, I feel really intimidated, have a really tight chest feeling, and mostly just don't write anything, although I want to, probably just because I have the fear of being called out for my opinion or making some people angry because they disagree, even if it's a harmless topic. Ooh, man. Oh, yeah. It's not the fault of this chat or any streams specifically, but I'd love to interact a lot more with people in chat. But I always have this awful feeling of rejection. Dude. I fucking feel you right there, man. First of all, I'll know, I think it's a very mature thing of you to just be able to state. I know it's not anyone in chat doing anything specifically to me. Something that's kind of happening in here and all that sort of stuff. I think that there's... I'm the best around. Also, this deck is so good that I don't even really need to talk that much about the gameplay. We just do the moves that we're going to do and we're going to chat about it. Doomhammer says, funny thing is, IRL, that issue does not exist at all, so I feel really stupid about it. Oh no, don't feel stupid at all. I think that that's really, really normal. For instance, like, I am incredible in terms of live improvisation. Like, if you put me on a stage and you say, Sean, we need to fill 10 minutes. 3, 2, 1, go. I feel incredibly comfortable and at ease. But if you say, Sean, I need you to say this and this and this, I start to feel stressed. And in fact, sometimes when I'm just telling a story that I have prepared, I feel fucking stressed out, man. I feel fucking completely wrought out about it. For some reason, prepared stories sometimes just set me off and make me really anxious. Oh no. Let's Lucky Clover and just absolutely bonk Hanyaks into Wintertown. So it's very easy for you to equate this with that and say, well, if this makes me feel fine and that doesn't make me feel fine, then what's going on with me? Ugh. Wow, Hanyaks is in for some rude awakening this. This is one of the real strengths of the deck, is if you Lucky Clover into Beanstalk Giant, you can do things like this where you Beanstalk. We're going to get a red one to be able to cast the Bonecrusher Giant. We're going to get the blue one to be able to cast the Island, and then we're just going to comfortably shoot this, and we're in winner shape. So I feel like there's a couple layers of approach if you're having some anxiety while posting stuff in the chat. Or let's just, it doesn't even need to be specifically about the chat, but just like if you're having some anxiety, some bad feely shits. Give me a moment. I have to think. So we do this, and then we're going to get a green. And I think actually another green. Now we're going to play this guy. Put that defense down. We're just intending on chumping. Because then we can Fae of Wishes into Big Storm. Cerebral says, yikes, I got caught without a sub and stole a gift sub by accident. So embarrassing. Cerebral09. Wow. Called out. How embarrassing. Actually, this is a stronger play. We play this one out. Okay, so you're having anxiety in this situation, Doomhammer. First of all, one thing I would note is there's this idea of learning to just sit with the feeling of anxiety. Here's where the Embercleave comes down. And this is where we double bounce. Not that, because we can kill it. We bounce this back, and then we bounce this 1/1 token back. Got him. Just the window of tolerance where you just need to say, hey, I'm feeling anxious, and it's okay, and everything's okay, and just feel the anxious feeling, and just keep telling yourself, this is just a misfiring signal in the body. This is just my body getting alarmed and freaking out, and everything is actually fine, and it's actually okay. And not trying to stuff it back down, not trying to react to it, trying to sit there and be aware of it, things like that. There's all those techniques of grounding yourself whenever you start to have that anxious feeling, like, name 4 things that are blue. Okay, let's see. I have my contact solution. There's some blue there. I have this empty can of Pocari Sweat, which I always get when I'm at the Korean market. We have the blue of this Ravnica Allegiance box and Magic the Gathering cards. You know, you start naming these things like this. You start to just roll your feet. Make sure, see if you can get all your feet to feel the bottom of the ground. Get comfortable with that sensation. There's that. So that's layer 1. If you were asking me, Sean, the anxious things happen. That's the first thing that I would do. It's the first thing I would do. Okay. What now? I think I'm going to play my Edgewall. We're going to do this one. We don't have the ability to bone crush anything, so I think I'm just going to be working my way towards a Lovestruck Beast. So that's the first thing. The second thing I would do is I would try to explore some techniques. I think I don't chump this. I think I hit it with it. Start exploring some techniques that could help you get some of that anxious energy out. Something that was very useful for me was hearing that anxiety, in a lot of ways, it's just a form of energy. Your body's going, oh, look, this fucking nerd's stressed. I'm leaving this one back because we expect an Embercleave to be in the hand. There was no turn 1 play. There was a Bonecrusher played on turns 2 and 3. Excuse me, on turns 3 and 4. So this is indicative of either like questing beasts in the hand or an Embercleave. So we're going to hope that Hanyax tries to swing with these two, and then Embercleaves, and we can pick off the Bonecrusher. So yeah, try to figure out ways to burn through some of that anxious energy. And I want to stress the difference between trying to relax and trying to burn the energy. For me, running a lot is really helpful. Do I want to bounce something here? I think I just chill. I meant to do red. I'm so bad. Like, run, burn that energy. Or maybe go on a walk, start to sing. A lot of physical things to burn the energy. Like, a lot of times when I'm feeling anxious, I will play Dota as a way to calm myself down. Because it takes a ton of focus and takes a ton of energy. Bonecrusher. Yeah, I mean, I just got like totally the wrong energy, man. Total wrong energy. And there's also a lot of so like the burning of the energy sort of thing. And for me, I find that if I am in a situation where I am, yeah, I think we just died. If I'm in a situation where I have something that will make me anxious coming up, if I run before it, I will feel better during it. And the knowledge that I can always just run and I'll be okay, that starts to make me feel less stressed about the situation coming up. This is kind of how I got past a lot of the anxiety bullshit I was feeling. Is I was like, you know, I can always run, and I have this breathing technique that actually makes me feel good. And I spent a bunch of time thinking about the thing that I am really stressed and anxious about and sitting with it and realizing that actually everything's totally okay. I mean, there's also the idea of exposure therapy, Doomdrake. You can just, like, say, hey, I'm going to go on a run. I'm going to, I don't know, get something nice for yourself, maybe some nice, tasty food that makes you feel happy, makes you feel relaxed. No, I don't think I want this. Nice, tasty food makes you feel relaxed, right? All good. Get a bunch of things that are very reassuring, calming, and this sort of thing. And then really think consciously. Here, I am now going to try to step into... I'm going to do like this. I am now going to consciously try to step into a chat and do this thing. Let the anxiety come, really think about it, feel it, spend time thinking about, you know, hey, what's actually the worst that could happen? What's actually the worst thing that could go on? I'm going to double block this. And don't say, what's the worst that can happen, therefore I'm going to stuff my concerns down. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Imagine that worst case scenario. Think about it. Sit with it. Be with it. And increasingly be aware, like, yeah, I guess everything's actually okay right now. I guess actually everything's okay. These are very, very, very good bouncy targets. Oh, you love to see it. Okay, well, what I will do is I will just bounce this one, bounce this one. And for me, like, last thing I'm going to say, like, sort of on this, is I find talking about it is really helps me. Like, I was having some anxious, feelings, like going into, some hosting work at Magic the Gathering Worlds. I was actually feeling really good because, again, I had, like, my running. I was feeling really good. I was resting a lot. I was doing all these good for my body things that just helped me feel like a more even human being. And I also saw that burning energy is, like, a really good way for me to deal with that sort of stuff. So what I would do is, right before I would go on stage, I would say to the stage manager, Sean, which, by the way, we Seans like to stick together. I would say, hey, Sean, sit here. I'm going to be talking up to the very last second that I go live. I'm just going to talk nonstop. I'm going to fill my head with nonsense, and we're just going to keep chatting until it's going out, and then be like, all right, Sean, 60 seconds. I just keep talking to my buddy Sean. Keep going. All right, Sean, you're live in 3, 2, 1. Hey, everyone! And it's like the fact that I had this technique of burning my energy and being in a talking mode meant that when I transitioned to being on stage in a talking mode, I just was already feeling a lot more even. I wasn't going from this quiet, reserved, stay calm, everything's going to be okay, oh my god, just relax, everything's going to be fine, fuck, oh shit, oh god, hey everyone, welcome to the championship, that sort of thing. I know a lot of people like to use terms like mindfulness and meditation, and I actually don't like these perfectly good words. I really don't like these perfectly good words because a bunch of marketing departments went, that's a really good word. We should sell mindfulness. And now it's just completely polluted everything. And it's also vague because everyone wants their new thing to be part of mindfulness. And so everyone's trying to out-mindfulness each other to the point where this term has broadened its meaning and definition. I try to stick to the concrete, like I run because it burns the energy. I talk before I go live because it burns the energy. Bing bong ding bong bing. There's a lot of fucking stuff over here, huh? You gonna bounce this? Huh? You gonna send this one back? You don't want the 1/1 there, huh? 888 and make you a mistake, man, let me tell you. Okay, well, we're gonna obviously do this one. And then I'm going to want to spend 1 mana to make sure that one's saved. Spend this 2 mana to make sure this one's saved. Are we up against a Jeskai Fires list? It looks like Yeppers, so I'm going to go ahead and grant it to get ourselves something. Mystic Repeal feels like a good one. And we're going to lose one of those, which I think is actually okay. But, I say, talking about it helps because I literally just said to Sean, hey, man, sometimes I get a lot of adrenaline because, it's, really exciting to be out there, and sometimes it, fucks with me a little bit. So here's what's going to happen. I need your help, Sean. And Sean was like, hey, what's up, man? I'm ready. And I'm like, I want you to help me talk non-fucking stop until it's time to go live. And he was like, you got it, man. Why would you spend all of the... Oh, my God. Okay, fine. These are the 2 I wanted secretly. Let me keep this Mystic Repeal up. Get the fuck out of all of my business, babe. Scourgerland says, on a lighter note, did something happen to the other chair? Oh my god, yeah, I kind of forgot that I was sitting in this fucker. Yeah, I have 2 Herman Miller Aeron chairs. Because I loves them. And there's 2 computers in this house. So I have one in my workstation, one in my back room, but one of them, an axle snapped on it. Like a little supporting thing. So what I've been doing is I've been carting my chair back and forth, but I needed to sit down to respond to something on this computer before I went back out to the other workplace. And then I just put this here and I've completely forgotten. I just didn't even realize. That's a great point. But, you know, I also try to remind myself that it's very easy for a body to get confused about excitement and anxiety. It's very, very easy for a body to get confused about excitement and anxiety because they're very, very similar physiologically. And when I was going through a period where I was having a lot of exciting things happen, as well as having a lot of stressful, horrible things happen. Honestly, I don't think I can't really sugarcoat. This is just fucking terrible. 1, 2, 3. I would get excited about telling a story and suddenly have a fucking anxiety attack. It's me. Almost hilariously stupid. Yeah, I'm happy to draw. I'm always gonna get there, man. What channel do you think this is? Didn't you chat with your brother about this on the on his podcast? I did. You guys can listen to my. Why are you casting with all green mana? Now I gotta like summon all my greens. All right, it's fine. Trying to just count my mana, make sure I have enough for the Brazen Borrower bouncy downsy stuff. This deck is just so fucking strong, man. But you know what, Doom Drake, what I'm gonna say is spend some time thinking about it. Not trying to push it out. Spend some time thinking about it. Coming up with plans for approaching it. Doesn't matter if it's a good plan or a bad plan. Only thing that matters is that it's a plan. Spend some time doing that. And then take breaks and don't think about it. Don't just do something else. Don't even chat. Just completely remove yourself from the situation entirely. And try that for a week. And then come on back and tell us how you're doing and feeling. By the way, Lesson 3 was asking a little bit about the essence of the deck. What if I'm missing some cards that are the core of it? You know, like if this is a Jeskai Fires of Invention deck, such as our opponent's deck, and you don't have Fires of Invention, you're probably literally going to be unable to do the deck. I would encourage anyone who's trying to get senses of these questions, 20% of what you should do is ask the question and hear what people say. 80% of what you should do is just fuck around. Just try stuff out. Just be like, you know what? I'm gonna replace this 2-mana card with a 6-mana Planeswalker, and we're just gonna see what happens. just do it. Wow, I can never cast that 6-mana Planeswalker. You know what? I'm going to switch it up. Let's try something else. Only Slightly Clever says, that's how I ended up doing Naya Giants. Yeah, sometimes you will accidentally start careening off into some different successful direction. Sheriff, I love you. Hi. Oh my god, you're so tired. Hi, I love you. Assassino today is actually going pretty good. Going pretty good. We have the Gauntlet coming up on Friday the 13th. Who's excited for the Gauntlet, man? We can have like 10,000 people participating in the exact same Gauntlet together. It's so great. Mick Brujas, what's the best method to reach out to toss you a fun deck to play? Excited for the gauntlet. I would say that by and large, I just don't really have good ways to do that. Probably just hanging out in chat and hearing me say things like, hey, anyone have a deck that does XYZ thing? Chatting conversationally, hanging out. Oh my god, it's Luis Salvatos just joined us. Luis Salvatos says, hello, thanks for the kind words yesterday, and GG's. Ah, GG's, Monsieur Salvato. It's always so cool to get matched up against someone who's way the fuck better than you. And I'm just going, I hope he draws terribly. I'm trying to rely on the most fundamental game mechanic that Mark Rosewater has built everything around, you know. Just like sometimes you gotta just not get there. And then whoo! Ugh, alright. That was so cool getting to play against you, man.
That's more like it.
What do I even want to do? Yeah. I actually think I have to send this puppy back. I think I have to, especially given that there was a plus Aruha placed. Luis says, I'm streaming right now. Hope we face again for the revenge. Ha ha! Well, everyone should absolutely check out twitch.tv/Luis Salvato. For someone who can actually give much better commentary on deck building. I mean, you know how I got this deck? I looked it up on the internet after it won a tournament. Woo! This guy, I'm a fucking pro gamer!
I know my responsibility. Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
I'll play this. I'll play this. And I will draw a chord. Do you ever play Jenga with your trash can? You ever play Jenga with your trash can where you just... Like, what I need to do is take out the trash, but instead what I'm doing is I'm balancing cups and cans increasingly in suspect fashion. But yeah, I would say, McBruja, just hanging out, chatting. I'm always more eager to accept deck ideas and suggestions from people I know that have been here a bit, that I you know, that's not just randomly shooting in the dark. If anything, the one thing I just want in this channel is personal relationships and a personal touch. Draw, 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 draw. That. No. Oh! And we're still doing fine. It's good. What's the next What the Deck theme again? Ah, Buckles Supreme. The next What the Deck with me versus Noxious will be submit to me a deck that is built around enter the battlefield triggers or exit the battlefield triggers. Alright, so let's do this first. Let's make sure our ordering is correct. And then we do this one. That'll do it. That'll do, pig. Enter the battlefield trigger or exit the battlefield /death trigger. Do you like the French accent? I like it quite a bit, Townie. I think French is a really slick language, man. Especially like French poetry. Like French poetry rhymes in like quite a different way than English poetry.
Don't worry.
And I know I sound way more sophisticated than I need to sound when I say, you know, I love the way that French poetry is constructed. I absolutely love French poetry. I just can't get enough of it. The reason I have any knowledge about this is that my mother is fluent in French, taught at French universities. taught English and French literature, so she's able to like sit me down and be like, okay, you know a minimal amount of French. Notice how this is different than that, and it's actually cool.
Oh, I've done the hero thing.
As I was stating before, all interesting things I say from someone else. So there you go. I think French is so good. Ah, shit! Who runs these cards? I don't think I win this. I think I just biffed out. Talkins, do you have any black decks or two-color decks using black? I have a fucking terrible Rakdos deck that I will show you the very moment we hit Legend, man. That we hit Mythic, that we hit Challenger, that we get into the Grandmaster League, that we become an Olympian. That is baffling to me. Everybody, all the game developers got together. Well, actually, they didn't because of coronavirus, but all the game developers messaged each other, and they all went, you start at bronze, you get to silver, you get to gold, you get to platinum, you get to diamond, and after that, we'll come up with our own unique fucking name. I don't know what happened. What even is? If this gets countered, I'm going to burst into tears. Oh, shit. Yeah, nothing actually helps me here. You cannot flip the table when you are losing. Dude, Townie, I actually had a discussion with someone about this, that I think that a thing that would be cool... Actually, I probably don't need the Great Henge. A thing that I think that would be cool... Actually, I should have boarded this in like this anyways. Would be that if you're losing a game, when you concede, you don't leave the game. When you concede, you get to just dump on your opponent. I think that was a correct mull. Like, think about it. Like, you're playing Dota, you lose, so you just type GG, and all your cooldowns get set to 2 seconds, and your respawn time gets set to 2 seconds. So you just get to blow some shit up. If you're playing StarCraft, and you're losing, you hit GG, it says, do you want to concede? You say yes, all your build times go to 1 second, and you get 10,000, 10,000. So when you lose, you're just like, man, fuck this. You just blow all their shit up and you walk away. You at least get something kind of nice. Ice Marcus says, what's your favorite StarCraft cheat code legit, though? Oh my god, I don't quite remember the history of this. Oh, fuck yeah. But there's a cheat code, Operation Seawall. What the fuck did that stand for? Operation Seawall. Meaning. Can't wait any longer. That's what it was. There was... so, one of my Blizzard buds that worked at Blizzard during the time of StarCraft and StarCraft Brood War development was telling me that there was, and of course this is in like mid-late 90s, right? This is like very, very, very pre-internet of things. And said bud was saying that there was this group that popped up on MIRC forums that thought that Blizzard was done with StarCraft. They were finished. But for reasons that I don't know, were withholding the game. Okay, I think there's no Dovin's veto based upon that. And so they would actually like sit outside the offices with signs with Operation Seawall. Operation Can't Wait Any Longer. And so Blizzard made that a cheat code in Brood War, Operation Seawall, that would make all your stuff build faster. I mean, shit, that's how you work with a fucking community, you know what I mean? Alright, we can do this now. That's so good. This is not going to have a lot of value against the Fires of Inventions, because there's a pair of them. God, so that's my favorite cheat code, man. That's my favorite cheat code. I just thought that was such a slick, sick dunk. Shade of Grey says, I just got a complaint against my law license for something completely irrelevant. It's utter nonsense, but I still have to respond to it. Anyways, here is a sub. Hope your day becomes less garbage, Shade of Grey. You know, I'll say it before, or I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Said it before, and I'll say it again, man. Only at most 50% of your job is what you want out of your job. Is there anything that would actually help us here? It doesn't really look like it, huh? The other 50% or more of your job is just dealing with all the stupid bullshit. Like, I like streaming and talking about games and having all this set up. A lot of my time is spent doing tech bullshit. A lot of my time is spent just meeting and trying to figure out and plan stuff. Making sure that the audio works. What on earth is this? Create a blue fairy. What? Holy shit. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this lass. What is this tech card? Does somebody not own Kenrith? What? Oh my god. Celestra says, this talk about dunking on your opponent reminds me of a time I got proxy Stargate rushed. My opponent was cussing me out in chat, so I decided to take my revenge by building nothing but spores and spines and then walking away. It took him about an hour to kill all my buildings. Get hit on! So good. Nothing for this to bring back, so I shouldn't attack. And then this will run out, so Aether Gust will be 2 again. This is just a beautiful chumper. You know how people get emotional and shitty and worked up when they're like someone who plays games on the internet in high school and early college, you know, before you know what to do with your hormones and your feelings because no one's ever explained to you what to do with them before, so when you have them, you just yell at whomever you're playing against. You know that? I totally did that. And I am so lucky that the internet, as we know it with the rise of social media, happened to, like, post all my bullshit. Oh, Sean, how are you so grounded? And how do you lose games and not get mad? Because I spent like a decade and a half doing that shit, man. I used to get so just caught up in these ego battles. What? You think you're fucking better than me at StarCraft? Me? I'm the fucking best player in this whole fucking school. What the fuck? And I would just like, who does he fucking think he fucking is? Fuck! I would just get so worked up. Oh my god. And then I remember there was someone who was a regular in the competitive scene, and he was like, oh yeah, Day9 sucks. Day9's so bad at this game, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I mean, like, nowadays I'd be like, yeah, sure, yeah, I don't mind. You know what? Here's the thing. If you're young, you say, I don't care. He said that, I don't care. Once you become an adult, you say, I don't mind. Okay? You don't want to be someone who doesn't care what other people thinks of him. You want to be someone who doesn't mind what other people thinks of you. Do I just send it back? Yeah, I think that's good. But dude, oh my god, it was fucking so... And I remember this guy was like, you suck, Day9, you're bad. And I was like, in the chat, I was like, I'm right here, asshole. There was no idea of messaging someone. I was like, you want to go? Let's go 1v1 right now, let's go. And I spawned top versus... Alright, hold on, I'm pretty sure I got this. Because I shoot, bounce... So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is 4, 1, 3, and that's 7, 7, and 1. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, got it. We go use Fae of Wishes. You're gonna like this. To get Fling, and we fling the giant into his face and then shoot the Bonecrusher and win. Anyways. So there was the original famous map in StarCraft was a map called Lost Temple, and it was famous because let me fucking open it up right now. Lost Temple Brood War. Images. Ooh, that's a nice looking image right there, man. Let's open in a new tab. Copy image address. Proving Grounds Brood War images copy image address. Close this. Do we have the two that we actually need? I mean, this image is actually really dark, but that's fine. So a lot of... Not going to dox myself. Got it all off. Good. So this was one of the ladder maps that existed in the original Brood War. And if you think about it, a lot of people think of the gameplay of StarCraft as all about the races. Am I Zerg? Am I Terran? Am I Protoss? In the same way with Magic, you think about the cards. You know, I have a red-blue deck or a black-green deck, or I am a mono-white deck because I'm Day9 and I like losing. But really, in real-time strategy, the shape of the terrain and where the resources are placed is more like 60 to 70% what winds up defining how the game goes. And then on top of that, you have the races and the units and all that stuff. I actually, maybe it would more appropriately say like 60%, 56% in that range. And this map is a really good example of it, right? You start in the corners, here, here. Chokes the ability to defend various positions. In Brood War, your pathing sucks. Defenses are way stronger than defensive things are way stronger than attacking things. So, like, if you're in this bottom... Actually, I'll use top left since it's a little easier to see. Up here, in this base, yeah, I can, like, block this choke off here, but look at how far this choke is away from my base. And then I also have another backdoor. Look at how far this is away from my base. And actually, wait a damn minute. There's a choke here, a choke here, and that's it. It's literally just a ring. It's just a ring. There's actually not enough room for you to move around. You can't even go places on this map, right? Like, this is a notable aspect to a lot of the early maps. There was just weird motion and locations to defend. Like, early on, these chokes are way far away. Later on, they're unstoppably strong and ground units fucking blow. Another thing to note about this map, here's your main base. How do you get to an expansion? You go all the way around here, and then look, you go up a ramp that's on the far side, and you take this expansion, and it's hard to see until I zoom in. There's no Vespene Gas Geyser. Minerals in Brood War is basically the thing that determines the size of your army. The more minerals you get, the more stuff you have. Gas Geysers are what is your choice resource, is what lets you choose to get an additional upgrade, or choose to get air units, or choose to build a High Templar. So, like, this map, I feel like it is a really archetypical example of what was bad about a lot of early map design. Large army flow, number of expansions, locations of expansions, things like this. This map, Lost Temple, which for whatever reason has a brighter color palette in this picture, was like the first thing that defined every core concept of good map design. Like, the Brood War and StarCraft community are so lucky that they gravitated towards this map because, first of all, there's about like 10 different elements of this that make it really solid in terms of just being good for an RTS. First of all, large main base area with one choke, one small choke. So you only have to defend one location and you have enough room to build your base. Second, the whole idea of a natural expansion. The whole idea of a natural expansion. My giant head was in the way. Natural expansion. The expansion that's yours to take, guaranteed. It's not... And if we think about this in terms of, like, other design principles, all sorts of strategy games, since the dawn of time, especially since Will Wright said that a game is a sequence of meaningful choices, there's this idea of trade-offs. Trade-offs in a game, right? I could take the expansion, but it might be risky. This actually goes with, I think, a more... Again, this is released in 98. This is a much more modern design element, which is you get to take this. It's reserved for you. The question is, you're making trade-offs relative to yourself. Do I want to stay one base and build up stuff? Or do I want to do something different for myself and take this one? It's not actually as much about the interaction of the other person. The later expansions in the game are much more about debating what you're doing with or against your other person. So there's that. There's this idea of more or less an open center. A way for big armies to move through. Man, big armies fucking suck to control in tight spaces in StarCraft. So much so that that's like the biggest thing people complain about when they play. And old school people like me are like, but that's the game! Also, the idea of a mineral-only second natural expansion. This is still in place in today's map. In today's maps, where you have an additional expansion that is mineral only. Additional expansions that are mineral only. There's also the idea of escalating choke sizes. Smallest choke in your main, slightly larger choke outside your natural, no choke or an enormous choke in your third. It's amazing. You also have this whole idea of some other unique tidbit to the map. Actually, sorry, I need to go to the top left so you don't get blocked. This top side. There's an island expansion in this corner and in this corner. Lots of maps have some sort of unique motif in them that's like, oh yeah, we're going to have the main base and the choke, the nat, the mineral nat, and then we have this motif. I mean, there's just so much about this that is amazing. And one of the things that Lost Temple has that like actually almost no modern maps have is asymmetry in tons of ways. For instance, if I am spawning in this rightmost position versus this leftmost position, there's going to be a lot of battles that happen in this middle area. Whereas if I spawn on the left and my opponent spawns at bottom, you can do things where you like place siege tanks here in this valley and then get more siege tanks up here and then blow up their main base. You can also do things where like I was bringing all this up because of the story where Day 9 lost his fucking mind because someone called him bad on the internet. Where if you spawn here as a Zerg player and your opponent spawns here, or vice versa, this is considered the worst for Zerg because look at the distance between here and here. I mean, these entrances are right frickin' next to each other, man. They are right the hell next to each other. And similarly, if I am here and my opponent is here, big long distances makes a Zerg happy. Well, anyways, I was playing this game against this person. I spawned here, and he spawned here, and Day 9 plays Zerg. Oh, he has a huge disadvantage. But I happen to know, like, this unbelievably high win percentage one-base play in these positions that only works if you're right next door to someone. And so you should never fucking ever do this strategy on any map because all maps don't put you next door to your buddy. But, dude, I did it. I did it, and your ego-tripping little high schooler Sean was sending in the attack with tons of units. It was clear I was going to win. And you know what I typed? Be right back, AFK. And just rolled through him. Yeah! I told him that I walked away from my computer and said be right back, but I wasn't. I was winning the game. It's so stupid. It's so fucking childish. And I felt good for 15 minutes. Scholar says, I bet it was the goddamn one-base lurker drop push. It wasn't. You go... Pool... what's the order? Pool, gas, hatch, layer, speed, den, build lurkers. And once you're at 12 drones, you just build nothing but Zerglings and Lurkers, and you're going to wind up with 4 Lurkers and a bunch of Zerglings. And because it's one base versus one base, because there's no way they can early expand safely if you go pool first, they'll generally clog their ramp with some units that you just own with the Lurkers. And because it happens so fast, there's essentially nothing they can do about it. Let's see if we can get an Edgewall Innkeeper, huh? That'll do, pig. I mean, it was so stupid. Such a stupid thing to do. And the thing is that, like all ego battles, you feel good for 15 minutes, man. You feel good for 15 minutes, and then you return back to being that insecure child that you were 15 minutes ago. And much like any intelligent automaton, I went, better get involved in another ego match. Let me see if I can keep drip feeding the power trip to myself. Hey man, remember that game where I owned you 15 minutes ago? Yeah, don't ever say that to me. Puffery, puffery, puffery. So fucking stupid. What are we up against, huh? I'm just gonna Rampus Banthus. Why not? The thing about Lost Temples, because the map was like fundamentally asymmetric, you just get in these situations with stupid shit happening all the time. That used to be the only map that anyone would play for like years. For a good 4-year period. That's like it.
Witness the ties that bind us all. Harness the elements.
Is that it? Do we lose? Is the game done? Is it over? Escape to the wilds, baby, now. No attacks. These don't have trample, right? Anthu1998 says, my coworker tells me about all his ego boosts from his youth. He's a pretty petty guy. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I feel like StarCraft was an excellent teacher. I accept your damage. Warmly. Because no matter how much you puff up your ego, man, unless you're actually getting better, you're not going to win. What the hell is this deck? Our opponent getting out infinite land with Nissa is probably not great. Maybe I can just get a Lucky Clover. If I draw a Lucky Clover off the top, that's going to be like super helpful. Let's get this one down. Keep on ramping, baby. I'm actually pretty screwed here. I don't know if you guys can tell, but we're dead. I'm actually just going to concede. Got off to a bad start. Let's see, we don't really need this Incubation, Incongruity. Let's get an Aether Gust. Pretty simple sideboarding plan. Yeah, man. Air Dark says, are ego boosts okay if they are self-contained? If I just yell and shout to myself like, yeah, I beat that guy, and don't put it in chat. The way I might describe it is... anytime a parent asks me, my kid's playing a lot of games and I don't know what to think about it. And sometimes my kid gets really mad. What do I do? How do I get him to not be mad? I tell the parent that games are an incredibly safe place for a child to experience and learn about really intense emotions. Anyone ever seen a friend of theirs get dumped and said friend lost their goddamn mind? Because that was the first time that that friendo experienced that really intense emotion. Ever seen someone get shut down at work and lose their mind? Because it's the first instance of them ever experiencing that incredibly intense emotion. But with games, your kid is trying so hard at something that is so hard. Like, is actually doing something truly remarkable in terms of skill. And they lose, and they're so frustrated with themselves. Yeah, they don't really know what to do with the anger. The important thing is not to tell the kid, don't get angry. What you do is you just help talk the child through what the experience of being intensely upset and intensely angry entails. Get the kid to breathe and understand it's okay. Get them to be comfortable with that uncomfortable emotion, you know?
You'll thank me later. Let's try this.
Do it. I don't even care. And when we think about intense emotions, we often think about anger, shame, sadness, the negative emotions. But I also think the intense emotions of deep pride, of power tripping, of, these things we generally consider positive, people can just, as they were in the other circumstance, they can absolutely shoot themselves in the foot. I shouldn't say shoot themselves in their foot. They can get that intense emotion and then not know what to do with it. This doesn't really help us because there's essentially all elementals on the enemy battlefield. This is probably good. It's probably good. Die. And so I think that it's okay to have the immense power-tripping pride in the exact same way it's okay for you to get really, really angry. It's okay. It's very important to have that intense emotion and then to know what to do with it so that you're not harming yourself and you're not harming other people. Show me what you got! This fucking hand. Alright, what's her name? Nissa, who shakes the booty. Why not? That's my answer. Some value answers. And I think, you know, like, what's the correct way to behave? It's a very subtle question. It's not just like, if you're feeling prideful, don't do this, done. Because I think the important thing is to just talk more to the experience of the emotion. Because, you know, if you, like, go to a kid and like, hey, if you're angry, don't yell. All right, what do I do with that? It's very easy for a kid to hear, I got mad. I shouldn't get mad. Done. Or excuse me, I got mad and I yelled, and therefore the takeaway lesson that I'm going to learn is don't yell. Fuck, I'm saying this wrong. I've said it wrong 16 billion times. Let me try it one more time. It's very easy for a kid to learn, I got mad and I yelled. I got told that yelling was bad, and I got shamed and chastised for that. And what my brain processes it as is, I shouldn't get mad, because if I get mad, I get yelled at. It's easy to conflate the emotional experience with the reaction. Is where you get kids that just, like, anytime they feel really angry, they get sad because they've learned that being angry is bad because my parents tell me to stop being angry. So I just internalize everything. Blah. Yeah, that is A-okay. Scourge Lance's cute Catholic joke. Yeah, I mean, truly. As someone who, you know, went to a Catholic high school, there's just, like, a lot of lessons that are about, like, if you're mad, you don't do that because other people are important. You know, don't take it out on others, etc., etc. And, you know, to some extent, sure. Get this. I don't know, dude. I'm just gonna get Fling because this card's funny. I'm gonna get Shadow Spear because I love this one. Shadow Spear. Boink. Bing, bong, bang. Is this safe to play? It's probably safe to play. Yeah, no, there's just like tons of stuff where it's just like, if you're ever upset, just cut it out. You know. Then you actually start to learn more as you get older. I don't think it's specifically a Catholic thing, although there are absolutely structures in place in Catholic teachings and education that sort of, like, you know, I think can be harmful to someone's understanding of the world and whatnot. But, I mean, let's be honest. In America, people don't really talk about feelings and shit. I mean, it's kind of changing. It's kind of changing rapidly. But, very, very quite very.
I've got
Oh, this is at 2. I see. I gotcha. I'm with it. I see what you're working with. Oh, Tamio. Brrr. See, Elspeth Conquers Death. What is that one gonna wind up being foe, huh? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. If I play this, it will immediately get Elspethed. I think I just chill. This is actually pretty okay to do. This is actually pretty okay to do. Template says, do you think there are certain types of games that would cater well to allowing a healthy release of anger? I think what I would say is that anger is the source emotion. People experience anger. People experience anger. Alright.
We will not fail.
People have that emotion. And people need to learn healthy outlets for that anger. Oh, that's right. That's right. That gets that one too. And I think it's much, much, much less about the game, because there are different outlets that people have for anger because people are different. Like, maybe for one person, they really want space and to be alone. Maybe one person just really wants to work out. Maybe one person like channels their anger by like doing some really fiddly task, like knitting, and just knits until they feel better, you know. I think that when I talk about StarCraft being a really valuable teacher of emotions, when I say I think that it's a very valuable teacher of emotions, how the hell do I do this one, huh? You know, when I say I think it's a really valuable teacher of emotions, I feel like it helps reveal truths that you might want to avoid. Like, I am angry at that person for doing something really annoying in their strategy. Nice. Oh, I can't do this. This deck is the most anti-teamer deck I've seen on the ladder. This is, like, so cool, this construction from Gitaman. I mean, like, we actually got really owned in that matchup. That's like a very cool little idea. This like Teferi, Nissa, have access to white for enchantment removal and enchantment deletion. Yeah, but if someone... It's Croaky's list. Let's be honest, Oregon Crete. Every single deck list that has existed is Croaky's list. They're all Croaky's list. You know, this list is Temur Adventures list. This is Croaky's list. This is Croaky's deck. Every single list is Croaky's. That's the way it works. I actually think it's more rare to have someone not say, this is Croaky's list, than it is to have someone go, this is Croaky's list. Like, I literally was playing, like, mono red, like Seth Manfield's deck, and they're like, oh yeah, I know this one. This is Croaky's aggro list that Seth used. Oh, Azorius control? Croaky's doesn't think that Azorius is very good. But this is the best one that Croaky's came up with. I'm like, fuck, man. He did it. He figured out the whole meta. The entire meta is Croaky's. I mean, it could very well be that Croaky's went, Temur Adventures is everyone on the ladder. I want to build a counter deck, and built the one that we just saw. That could absolutely be true. I am not denying that at all. But what I am fucking saying is that every time I play any deck, Croaky's made that one. What did Croaky's do that caused the whole world to get on the same page about this, man?
Power surges through these lands.
Power surges through these lands. Oh, rise, rise. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so we're going to get 3 Lando Calrissians. We can kill that Nissa. Issa. I mean, we should probably keep the extra Lando out. Boom, boom. Croakies is a very good deck builder, regardless. None of this is any sort of critique or criticism of Mr. Croakies. We're just absolutely, inescapably stating that Croakies apparently has built every deck. BAM! Bam, 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 bam. Shoot her.
Try my patience.
This list, the one that I'm running, this is Croakies' list. I don't know if you guys know this, but this is Croakies' one. Croakies did this one. The thing that is actually so funny about this list, this can only return non-land permanents, you got it. The thing that is actually so funny about this list specifically is that this is Temur Adventures with, like, essentially no changes from times past. Pay to life. I mean, it has almost no Croakies is in chat. This is opponent's list is mine as well, by the way. Croakies, why is every deck your deck? What happened? What's going on? How did this happen? I'm just gonna play the Edgewall Innkeeper. I mean, I saw Croakies do this on his stream when he innovated putting all these adventure cards together, you know. Croakies, a little Croakies list there. I can't believe we Beetlejuice Croakies. That's so fucking funny, man. Oh, that's so fucking funny. Oh my god, that is actually legitimately hilarious. Alright, well. Do I want to get the Fae? The Fae. Do I want to lose this one? What do I want to do? I mean, it's impossible to lose this, right? So what we do is we do this. We get a pair of thingies. We just calmly, quietly, quickly get a Storm's Wrath to nuke the board. And we really wish that our Great Henge stayed in the hand. So we just put a once and future to get it back. Bye. Do we Beetlejuice Croakies? That's like so good. That's one of the coolest things that's happened to me in my life, man. For any of you who don't know who Croakies is, other than the person that has invented every single deck in the metagame, Croakies streams a ton of Magic and does a lot of like hardcore make a deck to really, really. Isn't Great Henge exiled? Yeah, absolutely. Fuck up. There's a lot of really hardcore make a deck to win the game kind of deck building, which is very different than what we do here, which is a make a deck to make Sean laugh deck building. Or I really like Outlaw's Merriment, how do we make that thing work, that sort of thing. But Croakies is just like, okay, here's what the meta is. What is the way to win with our own thing? Croakies is often top 10 in the Mythics. Hey, if you want me to discard my once and future, man, you got it. Get the fuck out of all of my business, yeah. This to me screams I'm trying to find a card, and I'm about to just... Yeah, okay. What do we do here, huh? No. This one? The Fae of Wishes pull from exile. No, I think from outside the game actually specifically means Das Sideboard. Hello, it's me. I'm probably going to bounce this, so that way the King of DC can't even draw. I understand the confusion of exile with removed from, or with from outside the game, because exile used to be called remove from the game. I know it looks marginally suspect to do this, but we win the game next turn, so. Shadow Spear is an awesome card. Let's get the Fling. Let's shoot this by flinging this at it. Very satisfying, huh? Very satisfying. Very, very satisfying. Do we change anything? This? Like, that's it? How far are we from Mythic? I think 3 best of 3s more. Win 3 more than we lose. I'm hoping we're up against mono red some, because this deck just dumpsters it. I want to hit that Mythic this very, very, very first day. Temple of Milady. Let's get those Landos going. Yup. Sideboarding is important in this deck in general. Thanks to Lucky Clovers and Fae of Wishes, you're always looking and pulling sideboard. It is, it's sort of a... It's a conceit that you make with the deck. That you are bound by being this sideboard plan. Which means that if you ever encounter any issues... we are fucked. If you ever encounter any issues with the deck building, you know, you have to actually tune your sideboard to be more meta-focused. You and I are both stuck on a pair of lands. Hey. No. The fact that we have Escape to the Wilds is really nice. That's not a land. Oh. Oh. Alright. Oh, well, alright. Yeah, I mean, we should probably be hunting for lands here, huh? Yeah. Let's go, little buddy. There's a lot of discos in this. You got it, man. It resolves. I'm coming in.
Necromancer has a nice ring to it.
All right.
Get out of my way!
Get out of my way! This was such a slick little draw here, man. Ooh. See what comes my way, huh?
This looks like a fun new toy.
Get him out of here. This game's gonna happen slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? The one copy of Mystic Dispute we've run. Wow, 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 wow.
I will protect the virtue.
Well, 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 well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Bam! Lily ball, corner pocket. How the hell do we win this game? I guess I just do this. I just gotta do this one, huh? I gotta get this. I'll probably just get this too. I mean, whiffing on little Landos. Ah, come on, man. Come on. Ah, balls. Crap. This guy. Oh. I mean, kinda. It kinda helps, like, a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, you know. So we do this, and we do this, and we, like, play the Lucky Clover out. Boom, there it is. Bam. Do this, and we shoot this one. Bam. Yeah, this one. That one right there. Bam, there it is. Pow. No problem. Oh, ah! We lost? Did we lose? Nissa, who shakes the world. Fucking died. Let's get that second one in there. Don't want none of those thought erasers hurting me. I think this is going to be about as good as it gets for a hando. What do we board out for the disputes? Incubation, Incongruity, and the Great Henge. Someone's making me discard my whole hand. Chances of me actually taking a trip to get their city are low. Red and blue. Red. Blue. Bum ba da dum da da dum da da dum. Whoa. Look at us both having plays. You know what I mean? Look at us both having them. Boom. And this is actually real good against this deck here, man. This is like actually legitimately like kind of tight. You got it, man. I mean, I'm like one Escape from the Wilds off the top from absolutely smushing. Here I come. Let's see that little apple fist bump that you always do. Haha, yeah! Oh, this is like such a good card to get here. It's a potion? Nah, it's an apple. It's 100% an apple, man. See, now we can absolutely bonk upon the Lily. Lily is gonna get straight bonk upon. Bloodstar 23. Bloodstar 23 has joined us for 103 consecutive months. 103! 103. 103! Alright. It's an 8-8. This is feeling great. Dude, the King of DC. This is like a very sweet little deck here, man. We're doing this. You know, we could get Noxie Grass Speed, but I think it's okay. Look at the synergy.
If your talents are worth
Look at the Super Friends synergy we got going on here, man.
Behold nature's true power.
Oh yeah, oh baby, this list our opponent's doing this like is legitimately awesome. Oh dude, Casualties of War. Did we do it? I think a Spyglass. This little defensive creature here. Let's take a peek at this. Well, that actually totally blows. Nissa, who shakes the world. Alright. We're just gonna still kill the Nissa. Get out of here.
Do not assume I am fragile.
Get out of here. Gonna have to do this because there's a Thought Erasure in the hand. God, this list is so cool from King of DC, man. So you run like Thought Erasures in the main and Paradise Druids and Growth Spirals. So you have like a suite of turn 2 plays. And your goal is to ramp up to a bunch of Planeswalkers, Hydroid Krasis, Casualties of War and shit. Like, oh my god, binked it off the top. Damn. Damn, the King of DC, damn. Damn. Yeah, dude, Casualties of War in the main? God, that's actually pretty sick. Damn, this is so sick. I think we just outright lose. Nice. Well, this is so tight. That is a cool list. And both of these seem built to try to actually. Where is this? Mengu 09.